one of the guys that was here was introduced to non-duality and stuff, and he had a very simple thing using an important statement out of recovery just to describe the target of non-duality, which is trusting the infinite rather than the finite self. Yes? So if there's trusting the infinite, there's an inference that there's someone that's trusting the infinite. And if there's trusting the finite self, there's an inference that there's someone trusting the finite self. That's the target of non-duality. Yes? There is no one that trusts the infinite or trusts the finite self. Yeah? That's the beauty of it. So when you go there, the whole idea of going to one direction from another gets muted. Hopefully, like this talk will shortly. But it's tough to get excited here tonight. Driving in the car, and, I need a question, maybe. Someone dig up a question. So, yeah. Well, I'm just going to show you the beautiful scenery.
All right, Paul. So no one can trust the infinite and no one can trust the finite.
No, there's a lot of trusting in the infinite and the finite, but there's no one that's trusting. There's a lot of trusting.
There's just trusting.
Yes, that's the whole point. So the idea that you're trusting the finite self obviously is a story, and then it's replaced with trusting the infinite, but it has the same character. The idea it's you that's trusting the infinite, and it's you that's trusting the finite. That's more trusting in that sense of selfing, yes? On both levels. So that's the target of non-duality. It's not about should you or shouldn't you be worrying about next week. It's just questioning, is there anyone that's worrying about next week? Yeah? Because the worrying about next week is used to infer that there's someone worrying about next week. As soon as that's taken to be so, then the head just riffs on why you're worrying about next week. You shouldn't be worrying about next week, or you should be worrying about next week. And it just goes on and on and on. This isn't about getting into the tub. It's like pulling the plug, yes? Or getting out of the tub. It's like pulling the plug. There's just no water there. Yeah, so I hope it's gotten over. We've been sharing for years. I hope the stubbornness based on the direction of negation, not a direction of affirming something, but a negation of a direction of negating something. Yeah, I hope that's clear. If that's clear, then everything else will make sense. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for the night.
Well, I have a question.
I got more important things to deal with. The panel truck.
The panel truck. We'll talk about the panel truck then.
No. We were happy to go. It's such a beautiful ride. Could not believe it, how we went through some of the huge redwood forests up here in Northern California. Gorgeous day. Like such a green. You know, there's nothing like the dark green of Northern California. It's unbelievable. So we had the pleasure of being in this event every second of the way. And yeah.
I have a question or a prompt. So when it comes to my own own suffering or perceived suffering or attachment, the the role of this practice is very clear in carrying less weight and attachment to that suffering when it comes to the suffering of others that we love, and kind of the suffering that comes through empathy for somebody for a loved one that is suffering for circumstances outside our control. What role, if any, does the practice play in that?
Well, first of all, I don't see it as a practice because it's a condition that in and of itself maintains its condition. So there's no practicing it. There's
For the
an
mindful.
understanding that sort of comes from it. And that understanding allows you to see the misunderstanding. And then you have a different type of reaction to others people's suffering and the sense of powerlessness and stuff like that. And basically, the response you'll have will be of the moment. It's not like a rote answer that gets applied to every situation. It's a spontaneous bit of information in the situation. Yes, that's the beauty of it. I don't have any idea of how to deal and not deal with other people's suffering. And that allows me to have a damn good idea about how to deal with other people's suffering. Yes. Yeah. And I don't see non-duality as a practice. A practice usually implies that there's someone doing the practice. And in my feeling, there is no doer in the practice. So, yeah. And it's also not an experience I'm having. It allows a lot of experiences to continue as they do, but there will be a lack of weight involved because it won't be you that's experiencing everything. There'll be an experience of everything. Yeah. But it won't be you experiencing everything. It's the difference you really know it by when you have the relief from it. You'll see how influential this sense of identification as Paul or the practitioner or the doer or the non-doer, how influential it is. You can't understand it, but you can get it through relief from it. When these ideas land and they start having some sway in your life, you'll see the bondage of self as a much different activity than you imagined. Yes. So the subtlety of feeling like it's you all day isn't going to change. You're just not going to fall for that subtlety that it's you all day. Yes. But it will constantly imply there's a you. Yeah. If it doesn't do it now, it'll show up later. And then it will erase this now and replace it with its here of the now. Yeah. Which that you were in it or you are out of it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah. So right here, suffering. I'm not. I would do if someone close to me was suffering because they're not right now. And it's in that state of I don't know. I feel I access a lot of incredible knowledge. To tell you the truth, yeah. The knowledge of not knowing provides a lot of contemporary knowledge when needed. Yeah, yeah. So it's been working like this for quite a while. So I've come to take it for granted, really. And maybe in the beginning, the head would react to it as if it was practicing it, but now it doesn't feel like a practice. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thanks,
That
Indigo.
okay? Yeah.
And John R has his hand up. You want to take that now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You ready for John R?
Yes, yeah, sure.
Hey, Paul. So just going back to the beginning, who's buying the car then? Who's going to have a look at a 1964 Ford?
Who is it?
Yeah.
I wish I knew so I could tell them don't do it.
so it's yeah.
Of course, there's an appearance that there's someone who likes the 1964. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I believe I'm the one who likes the 1964? No. Do I believe I'm not the one who likes the 64? No. Yeah.
There's
Was
just
there
a
a
liking
liking
of
of
the
a
Ford.
64? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm talking close to the phone. You were looking into my ear there. Yeah.
I wasn't really looking, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. But and also there was some, you're talking about trust there, but no practice. But there still seems to be some kind of reverence, even though there's no practice. There's a constant reverence, perhaps. Am I on call there?
Well, reverence is like a response. Yes, for sure. But it's not practice reverence. Yeah.
No, it's just
What
there.
what we do in Zen Bitslap is practice irreverence, really.
Yeah.
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 Yes. But because we revere the message so much, we don't want to look like you have to take it serious. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the self or the what is it? The action figure personality is revealed. It becomes quite comical of the shit, the shenanigans, really.
Yes. Yes. Of course, it's sort of like the difference between CNN news flashes and Comedy Central. Yes.
Yeah. It's just one
It doesn't get it,
joke.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the programming isn't going to become enlightened. Yeah. The programming isn't going to become awakened. It isn't. The programming is the program. It has its limitations and they're defined. Yeah. It has a pay scale and it doesn't go over that pay scale. Yeah. You could spend all day till you're blue in the face trying to point out to it that there is no free will and it's going to feel like it has to. It's ridiculous to spend any more time with it. Yeah. If you need a way of life to keep it out of trouble, hopefully you ran into it. I'm not saying there's a you, but there was a running into a way of life. Yes. So that it doesn't make so much shit that makes it seem important and obstructive and influential. Yeah. So now it just grazes in the yard. It does whatever it does. It's not burning down people's houses or anything like that. And basically, it's the level of interest and attention that it needs is quite minimal, to tell you the truth. Yes. It wants to go to the bathroom when it's on a trip. Yeah. It doesn't want to, it just wants to stop and take a piss. Yeah. That's what it wants to do. Yeah. Once that's done, it's relieved of that. Yeah. Yeah. And it's as if it was never not relieved. It just moves on. And now hunger. All right. I hope we get home soon so we can eat. Yeah. This is what happens. So I just don't see it as a chariot of the gods. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel if you're waiting for it to join you, it can't. It can't go on. It can't join you. Yes. It's almost as if the shadow and what's casting the shadow are in two different worlds. The shadow cannot enter the world that we are from. It can't, yeah? It's left at the door. The shadow is a dualistic appearance. It needs something to bounce off of and reflect from, yeah? In that sense of being, there's no shadow. Yeah, nothing to cast a shadow. Yes. So this is the point. Whatever one you want to talk to, what you think is the real you or the shadow, they both have limited possibilities. Yes. Very limited possibilities. They're not going to get it. Yeah. They're not. You can talk to your blue and free will, and then they're gonna feel like they have it when they go to Baskin Robbins. Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna feel like it's gonna go this or must. Yeah. So let's just move on. Let's not waste any more time talking to what we're not about what we are. Let's just talk to what we are about what we're not. Yeah. Yeah. So there's hopefully a hearing of the message, and I hope no one leaves as the hearer of the message. I hope there's just hearing of the message, and there's no leaving as the hearer of the message. Yes, just the hearing of it. That's all. That's all that's necessary. As soon as it's claimed and is used to imply the hearer, it's neutered. It's just the way it goes. It's like almost dead on arrival. It's just like frozen meat. It's just like it's past its expiration date. This is what we do. Like they used to talk about the Midas touch, where we have a neutering touch. Yeah. When we hear anything about what we are, it immediately triggers the what we're not. Yeah. And the what we're not claims it just like it does everything else. Now, many of us thought that could never happen. When we're talking about the truth, there's a built-in immunity, but there isn't, yes? Look at it. Look at what spirituality is as an experiential event. There's a lot of addiction in it. Most spirituality is an experiential event, what they call spirituality. It has nothing to do with an ofness, yeah? A context. It's about experiences. I want to feel high. I want to feel clear. So most spirituality in this dreaming is an experiential event. Yeah. That's not spirit. That's a made up idea. Yeah. So it's not spirit, it's spiritual. And spiritual is an experience. Yes. I'm having a spiritual experience. That's not what we're talking about here. Yeah. Wow. It just entered somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
why,
Paul.
in a
Thank
way,
you.
over the years, when I get asked to speak at certain groups, I usually try to hear about the group earlier, and sometimes I have to call the person who runs it and say, hey, I can't do this. I don't want to do it. Yeah, it's not appropriate because people are having spiritual experience. And gonna feel
Yo, Paul, you're breaking up, man. We can't hear you.
feeling
Yeah, I'll try and text Amelia.
better about themselves. Experience, she'll say a lot. It's not. Can you hear?
Nope. Still there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That was the best thing I ever said the last few minutes.
Yeah, I heard
The
it.
best
was
thing
great.
that ever came through me.
It was great.
Uh, Oh, it was lost. It was lost.
Only half of it.
Did you
It
hear
was
any of
beautiful.
that,
Thank
John?
you, Paul.
What?
I did. I got a lot of the early part
All
very
right,
clear.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. All right. Good. Thanks, John. See ya.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you.
Next.
Oh, New has her hand up. Can you hear me?
I
You
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yeah.
Anu-
Anyone, just
Anu
whoever it
has
is,
her-
say yes.
Anu
I'm
ha-
not gonna.
Anu has her hand up.
Oh, good. Yeah. You don't have to ask me.
No, I'm just trying to
Fine.
moderate. I'm trying to.
Hey, Paul, how are you? You lost him.
He's frozen.
Paul, can you hear us?
I'm really enjoying this talk.
Be patient, Anu. He's coming back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jack, take over, please. Take over, Jack.
Yeah. Your hand's up, Anu. You take over.
Yeah, I'll ask the group the question. I don't know if somebody wants to answer it until Paul comes back. Paul just said that there's no there's no listener to the message. So basically, there's nothing to be done, is what I'm hearing. Anything that you try to do is actually going to get in the way. I'm trying to understand the message, trying to hear the message. I guess that's the conundrum.
Because your totality.
Yeah.
There you go. How can totality need anything, really?
Yeah. Hey, Paul, you're muted again.
All right. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear
Okay,
you
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So Paul, you just said that there is no hearer of the message. That's your hope.
Yes.
Okay.
shit.
So I think what I'm hearing is that there's really nothing to be done. No hearing the message, no understanding the message, no trying to do anything about the message, no practice to be done. It's nothing really to be done because there's nobody to do anything, I guess.
Well, but there'll be a lot to be done because a lot of times the way you learn that there's nothing to be done is by doing a lot of shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole point is there's the hearer of the message. The message has been neutered. Yes. That's the message. It's not hearing the message. It's hearing the message of how the message gets neutered. Yeah. By
Yeah.
the hearer. That's the understanding. That's like the pair of glasses we're passing around at the satsang. So instead of thinking, oh, there's nothing to do or that, well, who is that feels like there's something to do? Yeah. That's not you. Yeah. That's the beauty. your reaction to anything isn't you reacting. It's a mental reaction to things. Yes? So now when you have those glasses, when you first see what's going on, don't take them off. Keep the glasses on and then see the thing that happens. The claiming, yes?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like you have the glasses, you see something, and then there's a reaction to that. That's what you really want to see. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Because again, because what will happen is the understanding is there's nothing to do, but that will be claimed. Yeah. And that which is completely based on doing is going to act like there's nothing I have to do. It's yes. The message isn't for that. That's what's negated by the message. We don't want it to have a slick understanding. Yeah.
yes.
We
Yeah,
don't. We just want it to stand there and see it without any clothes on. Because what happens is there's a recognition and then it boils back to it, which is there's nothing to do. So then it starts trying to, put that on as an outfit. Oh, there's nothing to do. Yeah.
yeah,
We want to catch it, not only with the clothes on, but when it tries to put on the new pair of clothes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It always comes back with something. It's always comes back. Yeah,
Exactly. So it gets bumped off the road and then it says it's on the road again. Yeah. So that's the whole point. It isn't, all right, I'm making an absolute statement. Now that it's been bumped off the road, it's back on the road saying, yeah.
Yeah.
It bumped off the road. You just see it and then you see it again. Yeah. That's what one of the glasses we're trying to pass around. It used to be using the thief and the policeman idea. Yes. Yeah. So you see yourself or the self as a thief, and then you see the self as a thief, and then that's claimed, and now you've got the policeman who maybe has a word stick it's going to beat you with, which is perfection. Or I'm supposed to be perfect. I'm supposed to do, yes, which is worse than the thief life, I feel. Yeah. So the same thing. All right, there's nothing I need to do. There's this, what's trying to claim that and grab that is not you. Yeah. Yes. It's trying to get an understanding about the not you as the not you. But you catch it. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
You are the seeing of it. So the first reaction leads to another reaction. You see both. Yeah. If you only see one, it regroups. Yeah. And then it was bumped off the road, but now it's driving the car again. So you want to have it see it's bumped off the road and then it's suddenly driving the car again. That should do it. Yeah. That should do it. It will. Yes. Seriously. That will do it. If you see it like that, or how much it takes, there will be a breaking point. Yeah. Because something has been revealed that it did not want to be revealed. Yeah. It doesn't mind if you see one of its faces. Yeah. It does mind if you see the head that holds all the faces. Yeah. It's not happy with that. Yeah.
thank you, Paul.
Yeah, honey, thank you. Even satsang in a moving vehicle can work. Yes. Yeah. It was a little bumpy there for a few minutes. To the day, once again. Yes? You saved the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Anu.
All right, Mike, anyone?
Yeah, Grateful Dave.
Grateful Dave.
Hey, Paul.
Grateful Dave, knowing it or not.
All right. Hopefully you can hear me. You're breaking up a little bit
Yes?
there.
Grateful.
Yep.
Wait,
Okay. So I'm gonna get
Let's make sure. Let's make
technical
sure we
on
can hear first, Dave. Can you hear Paul? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is
Yes.
gonna get a little technical. I'm gonna start off with this idea that at the highest viewing point is 0. Second point is 1, where speech and everything goes on. Between 0 and 1, there's no duality. Anything past that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is into the realm of duality. Does this make sense?
Well, to you, I'm hoping it will to us if you continue.
Okay. So at the absolute viewer is nothing, but here I am speaking, and that which is using the mind, the brain, and the voice box.
Yes.
I don't know where these words are arising from. They're arising in the moment. I'm not thinking about them. So I call that 1. Between 0 is speaking, and at that point is 1. There's still no duality. 0 doesn't exist. 1 has no duality to it. And then past that is into selfing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, to 1,000. Does that make sense? Is that a way of looking at
Well,
it?
let's just say, let's say the selfing and the 0, I'd rather use the word 0 than 1. Yes? They're not happening on the same plane. Yeah. One is of some things like time, yes, and let's say space, where the other isn't of time and space. So one can happen or appear in the other. Yeah. So the selfing and the duality, the whole experience, all this and that, is content to a context, let's say. Yeah. So we were, as Jesus says, we're in this world, but we're not of this world. So we're in this world of, let's say, content, but we're not of the content. We're of context. Yeah. Now, I don't have any meaning for context of content. We're just using to dramatize something. Yeah. Content seems to be different than context. That's what we're attempting to apply. Yeah. Context allows all the content. Yes. The content has no idea of the context. Yeah.
But zero has full faculty to speak through my voice. 0 has full faculty to animate the body in any way seen fit. And self has some chance of doing both of those things. I can argue, get angry, get stuck in self and speak in that way, or I can move effortlessly.
That's not you. That's not you that gets angry. That's the mental state. Yeah. Angry, all these attributes that it uses to imply they're us aren't. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's anger, but there's no you that gets angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the trumpet is not, and nor will it be the song that's played through it. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The trumpet is never going to be the song that plays through it, ever. Yes? No matter how many notes blow through that trumpet, they don't become the trumpet.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
understood.
all these reactions to life, the way we interpret it, are dualistic reactions. There's life and us. Yeah. So the
Mhm.
us reacting to life is in a dualistic manner. So on one basic level, it gets split into I desire these things and I'm adverse to these other things. Yes. So I want to stay away from this stuff and I want to get closer to that stuff. Yes. So it's
Yeah,
almost
good and
like a
bad.
gravitational pull. One is contracting, which is, you know, hate or, you know, adverse to it. And then there's the one moving towards it, which is desire. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then those movements, desire and aversion, produce a lot of reaction. Yeah.
yeah,
Stories get built, rationale, blame, tons of stuff. Yeah. But it's a complete dualistic expression and a reaction to it. Yeah. Where are we in that?
watching it.
We're not even watching it. Watching it would imply something. We're aware because that's awareness. Yeah. There's no intent to be aware. It's just aware. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that awareness is the context. And what it's aware of or can be aware of is the context. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm really, yeah, absolutely. I'm aware of times before where I could feel my temper or I'm about to lose control of my emotions, and I seem to have watched that happen. Sometimes it feels like there's something there saying, don't do it. Which
Yes.
maybe is the
Yes.
policeman, but there's something there watching the whole damn thing.
Yes. But see what's
Or aware of the whole thing.
yeah, there's an awareness of the whole thing, and then there's the story that there was watching it. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you.
Just take it, see what's being presented. It's usually what's being presented says that you're the watcher of it. So that's what's being presented is informing what's looking at it. Yeah. It doesn't have a freaking clue. Yes. You can't
Absolutely.
see the awareness, can you?
No,
No.
no, there's
You
a
can't
story
pick it up.
telling
It
you that
doesn't
the
have the
awareness.
Geiger
Yeah.
counter. It's like the fish. You could talk to it blue in the face about the qualities of water. It probably won't have any recognition of it because it's never been out of it. Yeah. It has no idea. So the idea of being the watcher comes from claim seeing to me. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, you perfectly answered the question, and thank you.
all right. Perfectly answered it.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, I feel better.
Thank
Yeah, I feel better. Thank you.
No, let's end there. I like this. Oh, great, grateful, Dave. Nice to see you. It's
Nice
a
to meet
very
you, Paul.
apt description. I'm grateful for Dave.
Grateful for you too, Paul. Always. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. This is the driver of the whole event. Yes. There you go. Nice to see you, Mike. Anyone else?
No other hands showing.
Oh, well, let's say goodbye then. I want to say hello to some people. I can't get to all the squares. What do I do? It keeps thinking I'm driving. Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I lost the video.
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
It keeps thinking I'm driving. This
You
is
hear
like
us?
the head.
You hear
The
us?
Zoom head keeps thinking I'm the driver.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
But I can't get it back to the, I can't see anyone.
Well, there's 29 squares, so you can just say,
Oh, there it is. All right. Well, yeah, I can't. How do I get the squares? No. Well, Mike, do me a favor and just express my,
he's speechless. Whoops. Did he go? Yep.